If you're over 60, your heart is silently keeping score of every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, even how you sleep. But what if I told you there's one daily habit, something so simple and seemingly harmless, that's quietly damaging your heart more than junk food or skipped workouts ever could? As a heart doctor, I've watched far too many seniors walk into my clinic feeling perfectly fine, only to leave with a life-changing diagnosis: high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or worse, on the brink of a heart attack. The scariest part? Most have no idea they've been sabotaging their heart health for years. This isn't about dramatic warnings or fear-mongering. It's about uncovering the truth behind why so many seniors, despite their best efforts, still fall victim to heart disease. You might think you're doing everything right, eating your vegetables, taking your medications, staying active. But there's one overlooked habit, repeated day after day, that's undoing all that effort. And if you don't stop it now, your heart could pay the price sooner than you think. Let's start with the most common, yet dangerously underestimated, habit I see in my practice: skipping daily walks. If you're over 60 and spending most of your day sitting, whether it's watching TV, reading, or staying in bed, you're unknowingly inviting heart problems. Movement isn't just about staying fit. It's about keeping your blood flowing, your arteries clear, and your heart strong. When you don't move, your blood becomes sluggish, fat starts building up in your vessels, and your heart weakens over time. The result? Higher blood pressure, increased risk of clots, and a heart that struggles to keep up. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym membership or intense workouts to protect your heart. Just 30 minutes of walking a day, broken into 2 15-minute sessions, can cut your risk of a heart attack by nearly 50%. Walking is free, requires no equipment, and is one of the most powerful medicines your heart will ever receive. It opens up blood vessels, improves oxygen flow to your brain, and even lowers stress hormones. If you think you're too old for exercise, think again. Your heart doesn't care about age, it cares about movement. Every step you take is a step toward a longer, healthier life. Now, let's talk about salt, the silent killer lurking in your pantry. Most seniors don't realize how much hidden salt they consume daily. It's not just the salt shaker on your table. It's in canned soups, bread, sauces, pickles, and even frozen meals. Too much sodium forces your body to retain water, which increases blood volume and puts dangerous pressure on your arteries. Over time, this leads to high blood pressure, a condition with no symptoms until it's too late. I've treated patients who ate seemingly healthy meals but were unknowingly consuming triple the recommended salt intake. The fix? Aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, less than a teaspoon. Start by reading labels, cooking at home with fresh ingredients, and flavoring meals with herbs and lemon instead of salt. Your taste buds will adjust within 2 weeks, and your heart will thank you. Small changes, like switching to unsalted nuts or avoiding processed snacks, can make a massive difference. Remember, salt doesn't just make food taste better, it makes your heart work harder. Next up, your breakfast choices. That morning meal you've been enjoying for years? It could be setting your heart up for disaster. Bacon, sausage, buttered toast, sugary cereals, and creamy coffee might taste comforting, but they're loaded with saturated fats, trans fats, and refined sugars, all of which spike cholesterol, inflame your arteries, and thicken your blood. The worst part? Most heart attacks happen in the morning, right after these heavy, fatty meals. Your heart is already under stress when you wake up, your blood is naturally thicker, and your blood pressure rises as you get out of bed. Adding a greasy breakfast on top of that is like forcing your heart to run a marathon with weights tied to it. Instead, opt for heart-friendly choices like oatmeal with berries, boiled eggs, whole grain toast with avocado, or a simple fruit smoothie. These foods provide steady energy, improve circulation, and protect your arteries. Breakfast should heal, not harm. Now, let's address a habit many seniors defend fiercely: alcohol. You've probably heard that a glass of wine is good for the heart, but after 60, that advice can be deadly. Alcohol affects your body differently as you age. Your liver processes it slower, your blood pressure rises faster, and your risk of irregular heartbeat skyrockets. I've seen patients with heart failure, strokes, and atrial fibrillation caused by just 2 drinks a day. Alcohol doesn't just raise blood pressure. It damages heart muscle, increases fat around the heart, and interferes with medications. Many seniors drink to relax or sleep better, but alcohol actually disrupts sleep and spikes nighttime blood pressure. If you must drink, limit it to 1 drink per day, and not every day. Better yet, cut it out completely. Your heart will beat stronger, your sleep will improve, and your overall health will soar. Finally, let's talk about stress. Holding in emotions, whether it's anger, sadness, or anxiety, is like pouring poison into your heart. Chronic stress raises cortisol and adrenaline levels, forcing your heart to work overtime. Over time, this leads to inflammation, high blood pressure, and even sudden cardiac events. Many seniors brush off stress, thinking they've lived with it for decades, but after 60, your heart can't handle that burden anymore. Find healthy ways to release stress, talk to a friend, join a senior group, meditate, or even write in a journal. Your heart isn't just a pump, it feels what your mind holds. Peace isn't just good for your soul, it's medicine for your heart. If you're over 60, your heart is keeping a dangerous secret from you, and it's not what you'd expect. After decades of hard work, your heart deserves kindness, yet there's one daily habit silently strangling its life away. As a heart specialist, I've watched too many vibrant seniors collapse in my clinic because they ignored these 5 final warnings. Their stories haunt me, not because their conditions were untreatable, but because they never saw the danger coming until it was too late. Today, I'm breaking my medical oath of caution to shock you with the raw truth about what's really attacking your heart when you least expect it. The first silent killer lives in your bedroom. That loud snoring your partner complains about isn't just annoying, it's slowly suffocating your heart. Sleep apnea, where you stop breathing dozens of times each night, forces your heart to work overtime just to keep you alive. Each time your breathing stops, your oxygen levels crash, your blood pressure skyrockets, and your heart muscle takes damage. I've seen patients with perfect daytime readings whose nighttime blood pressure would give any doctor nightmares. The worst part? You'll never feel it happening. You might wake up tired or with headaches, but your heart remembers every second of that nightly torture. The solution is simpler than you think. A sleep study could reveal if a small breathing device might add years to your life by giving your heart the oxygen it's desperately craving. Secondhand smoke is the invisible assassin you're inviting into your home. Many seniors proudly tell me they quit smoking decades ago, but their clothes still reek of smoke from social gatherings or their favorite restaurant's smoking section. Here's the terrifying reality. Just 30 minutes of secondhand smoke exposure makes your blood as sticky as a lifelong smoker's, ready to form deadly clots. I recently treated a 68-year-old grandmother who never touched a cigarette but needed emergency stents because her weekly card game was held in a smoky room. Your heart doesn't care if the smoke came from your cigarette or someone else's, the damage is identical. The only safe level of secondhand smoke is 0. If people smoke around you, walk away. Your heart can't. That late-night TV habit you cherish is murdering your heart while you binge-watch. The blue light from screens tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, disrupting melatonin production and sabotaging your sleep quality. But the real danger is what happens to your cardiovascular system during those sleepless hours. Your nighttime blood pressure should drop by at least 10% to let your heart recover, but with screens disrupting your sleep, it stays dangerously high. I've reviewed sleep studies where patients' heart rates remained elevated all night after just 30 minutes of phone use before bed. The fix? Establish a digital sunset. No screens 90 minutes before bedtime. Read a physical book under warm light instead. Your heart needs true darkness to heal. Fast food isn't just an occasional treat, it's a direct attack on your arteries. Many seniors tell me they only eat out once in a while, but that single weekly burger or fried chicken meal can undo all your healthy efforts. The trans fats in fast food don't just raise cholesterol. They create instant inflammation that makes your blood vessels spasm and your blood pressure surge. I recently performed an angiogram on a 72-year-old man whose arteries looked decades older than he was. His only vice? A weekly fast food breakfast with his grandchildren. The heartbreaking truth is that your aging arteries can't recover from these assaults like they could at 40. Every fried meal leaves permanent scars inside your blood vessels. The solution isn't deprivation, it's smarter substitutions. Air-fried foods, homemade veggie burgers, or even a high-quality diner can satisfy cravings without the heart attack risk. The most dangerous habit of all is one nearly every senior makes: ignoring medication side effects instead of discussing them. Blood pressure pills that make you dizzy? Statins causing muscle pain? Rather than telling their doctor, most seniors either stop taking medications or cut doses themselves. I recently treated a woman who halved her blood pressure medication because it made her tired, then suffered a stroke that stole her independence. Here's what most don't realize. For every medication causing side effects, there are usually 5 alternatives that might work better for you. Your doctor can't help if you don't speak up. Keep a symptom journal, schedule medication reviews, and never accept misery as the price of treatment. Your heart has carried you through decades of challenges. Now it's begging you for these simple acts of mercy. Stop the midnight snacking that forces it to work overtime while you sleep. Walk away from smoky rooms that poison its delicate vessels. Protect its nighttime healing by banning screens from your bedroom. Most importantly, become the stubborn advocate your heart deserves at doctor's visits. The difference between heartbreak and healing often comes down to small changes made just in time. As I close my clinic door each night, I see the faces of patients who could still be here if they'd known these truths sooner. Don't let your story end with, "if only." Your heart isn't just an organ, it's the courageous muscle that's loved, laughed, and endured alongside you every moment of your life. Honor it starting tonight. One changed habit could mean the difference between watching your great-grandchildren graduate and becoming a memory before your time. The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. Your faithful heart is waiting for you to listen.